My name's Laura, and today we're checking out Guadalupe Mountains National Park. This is my 49th national park. Make sure you subscribe to join me on this crazy journey. A little windy this morning. Okay, we are almost ready to go into the national park. The park opens at 8 and my phone says that it's 8:51, but Guadalupe Mountains National Park unofficially goes by mountain time, so according to the park it's only 7:51. But that's because the majority of Texas operates in Central Time, except for this little bitty section over by El Paso. They stick with Mountain Time, which makes sense because it's really close to New Mexico. So I'm in Central Time, that is Mountain Time, and that is where we're going. I bought this yesterday because I was really dragging in the afternoon, and then I decided to stay here, which doesn't have anything, and I either would have to make coffee this morning or save this for today. So get ready, because today we're gonna have energy. And for breakfast, we have things from the hotel last week, frosted mini wheats and a muffin.
You're holding my mind in a tight grip when I walk all over you, and your blood is in the water, and you go straight through my heart,
Just got stamp number 49. Okay. It's so windy that I can't talk outside, but I have a few fun facts about Guadalupe Mountains. This is home to the top 4 peaks in Texas. So the highest peak in all of Texas is Guadalupe Peak. If you're going to hike to that trail, you're actually going to start here at the visitor center. It was on the list of options for today, but I didn't think I was going to do it. Now we have 35-mile-an-hour winds. The ranger said it'll probably be 40 or over up at the peak, and that she usually stops hiking at 50. Also, the winds are supposed to increase throughout the day, so that's off the table. But the 4 highest peaks in Texas are located here in this national park. So an interesting thing about this park is there's no road that actually goes through the park. Instead, you're parking along the edge and then hiking in. They definitely recommend hiking as a way to explore the park, but the view is still pretty good if that's not your thing. I figured out what I'm going to do today. I talked to the ranger inside. I mentioned I was thinking about 3 miles, but she still took time to talk about the Devil's Hall Trail, and I think I'm going to do it. It's 4.2 miles. It's going to take 2.5 hours, but I think having that be my main hike for the day is going to be really fun. So I'm going to do that trail first, and then she mentioned that the Frijole Ranch is one of her favorite places here, and they might still have fall colors, so I'm definitely going to do that. They have some historical buildings and a museum. Might be more around buildings and maybe indoors as it gets windier. And this morning I was kind of looking for something new and different. I know I had sand dunes and a cave. I don't know how different I want it to be, but I'm ready for something different. So some historical buildings and museum might be right up my alley. We are at the Pine Springs Visitor Center. We're going to start our trail from here. So I'm going to pack up and get the van ready. I think I'm going to get my wind jacket so that I have that. And then once we're done with the hike, we'll go over to the Frijole Ranch. It's only a mile down the road, so it should be super easy. And that's going to be our day. Okay, I think you can tell I'm dragging my feet. It's time to get started.
what do I believe? What makes me feel it to write you this song?
you.
5 months and a year.
My mom got me this jacket before this leg of my trip. I think it was for today. Also, I very much know it's yellow just in case I get lost. Someone will see me. Thanks, Mom. Boy, the wind doesn't stand a chance today, does it? I should have looked. There's parking. I should have drove up here. It was like a half mile in the wind. Woo! Okay. Well, I'm gonna hate that on the way back.
You keep blowing me out, I keep holding you in. I keep asking myself, oh, why do you still hurt? Why do you still hurt? Who's wrong and who's right? I cannot decide, 'cause I'm sober tonight. I cannot escape.
Already out of
I'm
breath.
here till it breaks.
And I can still see the park.
Oh, how my heart aches. You keep blowing me out, I keep holding you in. I keep asking myself, oh, why do you still hurt?
One of the signs at the visitor center mentioned that you would probably see trees that are a little more native to the Rocky Mountains as opposed to the desert. I think these are juniper pine. And to see them mixed in with the cactuses, it's crazy.
Why do you still hurt?
Just amazing.
Still rolling the dice, still open to
I
find.
have to go back. One of the things I have been thinking about this entire time in the desert is what to do if I come across a prickly pear. That is it. I want to pick it and see if it's still good. But there's no way it's gonna still be good this time of year, right? Got it. Okay, I saw a park ranger from Saguaro actually pick one of these, peel it, and show how to eat it. So I think it's okay to do. Oh no, 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 no. Come on, knife. What? I've already been poked by it, and when I watched the video, he said that the outside skin has all of these micro spines on it that definitely will get in your esophagus, so you can't eat the skin. So many seeds. Just so many seeds. And now I feel like I'm totally red. Are you supposed to eat the seeds? It's fruity. I want the edges, but I don't want the spines, but I don't want the seeds. think it tastes a little like pomegranate. Definitely not as juicy as I expected. I don't know if this is the time of the year where you're supposed to eat them. A little disappointed. My finger still hurts from a few of the little spines. I think I'm gonna go with I tried it so you don't have to. And we're gonna leave it here. Only taking our stained fingers as a souvenir. So far we've just been gradually following this wash, but I think that's about to change. The ranger said there was a storm this year where it rained so hard that it actually moved these big boulders, and when it did that, it blocked the stairs where we go up, so we have to climb over those boulders. She said they could have probably moved them, but because it was passable, they thought just let nature do its thing and give us a little more adventure. So they upgraded the hike from moderate to strenuous. Oh. Wow. It looks like people come through here, so. Oh my gosh, this is fun. This is worth it. I just looked at the map. I'm 2/3 of the way through. It just looks so cool. It's a mix between this little rock and having to go over the big rocks. It's pretty great. Wow, look at that, like, conglomeration of rocks. This all used to be underwater 250 million years ago. This was an ocean. This looks like a piece of coral reef. How crazy is that? This wash twists and turns so much more than I expected. It's so cool. I'm already loving this hike, and I haven't even made it to the destination. Spot for lunch. Made it. You're gonna reach a point where you don't know if you should go forward. You should, because there's more to do. That wash, and then when you get to this, this is the end. This is the section where on the way up, you'll wonder if that's where you should go, and you should.
082585.
You guys good if I go?
082585.
Don't laugh if I fall.
I won't laugh.
I mean, we can all laugh once I'm okay.
So you know you're alive?
Yeah. It's just this. Is this the way y'all went? And he lives. I know that's the way I went up. I'm going to guess that my camera probably cut out at the worst time. I failed to bring extra batteries for the GoPro, and I failed to wear sunscreen today. But neither of those things matter because we're back at the van. Either way, we have one more place to check out before we leave this park. A few thoughts on that hike. Another time when it's just so important to have good shoes. It was just a blast crawling over all the rocks. There was that one section that was questionable, but I don't think that should stop you from doing it. I didn't even know that that hike existed this morning, and I think it just climbed into my top 10 of the year. But we do have one more area to check out before we leave. Let's go to the ranch. We've made it down to the ranch. My feet are very sore, but I'm still excited to see all of this. As soon as I stood up out of the van, my feet were like, do we have to? I'm already sore from the last trail, but super excited to check this out. This West Texas ranch home is the most complete remnant of early farming and ranching enterprises in the Guadalupe Mountains. Two pioneer ranchers, the Rader brothers, settled here in 1870s with some cattle. They ended up switching over to crops. The closest market was a 60-mile wagon trip. So the family would leave in the evening after collecting the fruits and vegetables. They'd cover them with wet paper and rags to protect them from the heat and arrive in time to meet the next morning's customers. During the 34 years here, the Smiths added the kitchen, 2 bedrooms, and upstairs to the original ranch house. They also built the spring house, guest house, and double bathhouse. The red building to your left was periodically used as a bunkhouse, storage shed, barn, and school for the 8 children in the area. This complex served as a community center for dances, social gatherings, and it was the site of the Frijole Post Office from 1912 to 1940, named by the local folks for their abundant diet of beans. Also, this spring has 6 gallons of water per minute. This structure was originally built in 1906, and then they kept adding on to it. They said the front rooms, which I expect is that, are the older section. This might be the outhouse. Not a bad view. This over here and this over here. That does it for our trip to Guadalupe Mountains National Park. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider clicking that button. It means a lot to me, and it helps spread all of these stories to everyone else. This was park number 49, which means I'm headed over to Big Bend for National Park number 50. I'll see you there. Oh no, I'm yellow. I am not a flower. Okay. Chased by a bee in my yellow shirt. Since it's the last week of my trip, I haven't really bought a lot of extra food. It was kind of unplanned to be off the grid last night, and then again today around lunchtime, and then it was unplanned to do a long hike. Either way, I'm hungry. And I was just scrounging around everything in the van. I have this half bag of popcorn that's been open for a week, but I lost it when I found these peaches. So exciting. Just perfect. It counts as fruit, but a ton of sugar to also get me through the rest of the day. It's pretty bad when you're this excited for peaches. And it makes me even more it's really kind of, so it becomes, so it's kind of an anomaly to have, so it's kind of an anomaly